Hello, everybody. This is Paul Plana, and then we have Yash here as well. We have something really, really cool today. Okay, so this is basically where you can basically create your own AI influencer to wear necklaces, handbags, some of these things, right? And also hats, if you will, and pendants, right? This actually started off with our merch magic feature in Artistly, for those of you who are familiar with Artistly, right? And we've been trying to get this to work properly for a while now. And we've been struggling, okay? To be very honest, for the last 4 months, one by one, we're trying this, it's not working. This we try, it's not working. It works on females, but it won't work on males. It will work on a certain type of scenarios, but not in others, right? So we've been trying to crack it, and finally we got it perfect, okay? And so now, what does this mean to you? We'll go step this individual as a teenager or 25 years old or 55 years old, whatever, and then they're wearing my product, right? And that could be a different type of product. Now you no longer have to do that. And even then, that'll be costing you a lot of money and time. Imagine you send a quote right now to a photographer, say, look, get me this. It'll take them at least 2 weeks to plan and another week to shoot and edit and send it back to you. We're talking 3 weeks minimum and several hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to do this. Now you can do unlimited of this with Artistly's brand new update that you folks get. And so Yash, you can show this awesome feature. I'm leaving that over to you. And I'll be answering all your questions as we go along as well, folks, because it's very interactive training. I want to make sure we get your feedback as well.
All right, guys. I hope everyone is doing well. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, first of all, I'm going to share my screen, and I hope my voice and everything is audible, visible, and everything, right? So, in a nutshell, what we're going to cover today, okay? I'll be showing you how you can take any product and have virtual influencers sell those products. Basically, create your products with AI models, right, on them, right? So that you can use it for advertisements, you can use it for social media, you can use it for product listing, you can use it for anything you can imagine. Okay, cool. So I'm inside Advanced AI Image Designer, and here's how it works. Okay, so what you have to do is once you're there, there are some features that we have realigned them. And on this magic wand feature, this feature is called AI Magic Elements. Okay, so you have to click on it, right? Excuse me. Now when you click on it, you'll see a bunch of different templates. You have to choose which type of product is yours: necklace, earring, hat, hair accessories, sunglasses, watches, and bracelets. So what it is, right? Just so that you understand, right? As you can see in my canvas, I have uploaded the picture of my necklace that I want to be on a model, right? For photo shoot, for basically ads and social media posts and all that, right? So step number one, you have to bring in your product image, whatever it is, right? Whether it's a necklace, earring, hats, or any product. Okay. Now what you can do is you're not just limited with these many categories only, right? You can upload your own custom AI, basically AI model picture that you've generated using Artistly, and can have that model wear your product, or like show your product, right? But for now, to make it easier for you, we give you ready-made templates, right? Now here's how it works. So let's say this is a necklace. I come in the AI magic elements, I go to ready-made, and I hover over this necklace option. Now I can pick which kind of model I want this necklace to be on. So for example, I want this model, right? So what you have to do, you have to click on use image, right? Now it will show you, okay, this is the product image and this is the model, the template image, right? And then you have to describe your product in one word. So I just said necklace, simple stuff, right? And then the last step you have to do, you have to basically tell AI that, okay, this is where I want my product to be. So you would do this masking that you would do, right? So that AI understand where you want to place that product, right? And hit generate image, right? And in just few seconds, you will get an image like this, exactly like the product. So the model was wearing a different product, right? Just so that you see, right? So for example, let me show you, right? This is the product of an image, right? This was the product image, right? Let me just show it to you so that it's in comparison, right? let me just make my canvas a little bigger just so that you, this is the product and this is the model image. How cool is that? Now imagine how much time, effort, energy, and money would go to get this shot and to get this multiple shots for websites or for for your ads. Now you can create infinite variations, right? Infinite variations of these virtual influencers selling your products, having your products for your websites, for your social media, for your product listing. It is just so powerful. Look at that, right? There you go. It accurately matches that. And for sometimes, right, it's AI, right? It's in its early stage. If it does not generate, if it's like by few percentage here and there, you can always regenerate the image within one click and you will get it, right? It's very easy. Now let me show you while it's generating. Let me show you for a different product, right? Let's do it for a hat. Okay, so let's do it for a hat. So for this, now there are some two things that you need to keep in mind. Or if you know these two things, you'll always get the perfect image. Okay. So first thing is I always it always works with any kind of image, but that's my personal recommendation. If you upload an image with a wider background, or if you upload an image and use a background removal here, so that AI can only focus on your product. Because sometimes like I'm having my phone here and then there's a mouse here, so AI gets confused if you upload it, like if you upload like multiple products, or it's that lighting is not good and stuff like that. You don't have to worry about it. We made sure that it does not happen. But just those edge cases, right? I recommend you bring a product, just remove the background, and it gives you, so that AI can focus on making the perfect product image. Okay, now what's the next step, Yash, right? Excuse me. Now the next step is you would go to the AI magic elements, and then you can again, right, you can have to click on the hat section because it's a hat and a cap. Right now there's a second thing, which is the only thing, right? The first thing is make sure the product image is in the wider background or removed background so that AI can focus on the product. Excuse me. Yeah, so the second thing that you have to pay attention to, that whatever image that you use, right, should have that product on it. Now what does that mean, Yash? Right, that means if you choose this template, right, I mean, that lady is not wearing a cap, right? So you have to make sure that if it's a hairband, if you're trying to put a hairband, your ready-made image or any image that you put, even is a custom, right? You can upload your own image and have them wear it. I will go in detail into that, but just make sure. Let's say, like, will this work for this? You answer me in the comments, right? Yes or no. Let's see, right? Obviously no. Why no? Because the hat that she is wearing is not this type of hat that I wanted, right? So what would work, Yash, then, right? It would work like, I want this cap, right? This is the kind of cap I want. So I would use this image, right? So those are the only two things. If you follow these two guidelines, you'll always get the perfect image. Cool? Awesome. All you have to do is do a cap, or you can even like say orange cap, just so that AI can get it, explain it, create the image, just mask the area like guiding. So now AI knows that what product that you want. It just needs to know where you want it, right? Because otherwise AI can place it anywhere, right? If you don't give it proper instruction and generate the image. And the image that you would get is something like this. How cool is that, right? Just think about it, right? Think about the opportunities, right? Think about the variation. Think about all the things that you could not do with, like, think about the other opportunities that it opens up for you, right? Let's say a lot of people wanted to do affiliate marketing on Pinterest because it's really good with free organic traffic, but you cannot actually upload a simple basic product image. Now you can actually have these images on AI models showing if it's a hat, if it's a earring, and you can then link it to your products, to your site, to get the free traffic, right? That's the power of it, guys. That's
Yeah,
like,
just to cover this question that Faye was asking. So can I then swap the face once I get the model? You should be able to.
obviously, 100%. Yeah, you have this. Or the better approach that I recommend you can always do that, because you can upload a single face and then upload the image. What I recommend you is, we're working something on really interesting. What you can do, very easy, right? Upload your image, okay? Upload your image and click on perfect for realistic photos, right? And create a realistic digital twin of yours wearing a cap, and just swap with your picture, right? Oh, sorry, swap the product with that cap, right? So that's a better approach. If you want like more realism, let's say, if you, because you can only swap it with here, right? But if you want like me as a pilot wearing the cap on the in the garden or on the beautiful beach with the sunlight, you can generate that with your own face wearing the cap, and then you can swap it out, right? So that's the power of it, right? Let's see our creation, right? Look at that. Just look at that, right? This is just created in front of you, and how cool and amazing it is, right? Because this is not nothing. There's nothing out there in the market that does it, right? Now let me show you something cool, okay? So let's do with these earrings, okay? Let's see. So now another thing, right, is these are two. So when it comes to like earrings and stuff like that, right, you only want to show one part of it, right? Left or right. So because you only will show, for some cases, the one side of that only, you have to make sure that you crop it, so that so if you pass AI two images, AI gets confused, right? Like, oh, where do you want to put these two images? There's no place there, right? So because if it's earring, or if it's a similar product, there are two of them, just make it one. Okay, how would you do that? You would click on it, and you would go to these top sections, right? And you see something called crop image over here in the middle option. You click on it, and then you'll just drag the area that you want to crop, apply the crop, add that product. Easy. Okay, that's how easy it is, right? So it only got that product. Now we can do all that stuff, right? So step number one, get your product image with white background, or preferably remove the background with the white canvas image only. Okay, second step, go to the magic elements, right? And pick the category that your product belongs to. So it is earring, right? Perfect. Now let these images load up, and now find and pick the template that resonates most to your product. Is your product is like more lengthier style earring? No, right? Is it more like till your neck, neckline or stuff like that? It's not like that. It's more like small earring, right? So I will pick that model, and then I will just do earring, right? And I will, again, step number three, last three steps, okay? Last step is create image. Just tell AI where you want your product to be, just so that it understand, and boom, you'll get it, and you'll get an image like this. How cool is that, right? Like, you can't do that with anything else in the market right now, and it just opens up so many opportunities for you, whether you sell earrings, hats, caps, like earrings and glasses and hats. It's so many stuff, because we already figured out the merch stuff, the clothing, and we were getting a lot of requests from you guys for different accessories and different different type of products that you sell on Etsy or as your own, or your clients, right? You can charge big bucks for this, right? Where now the client does not have to worry about creatives. You can create unique and infinite variations of creatives, ads, social media posts, product banners, product listing, right? Basic stuff that would like, the perceived value for this is like anywhere between like $1,000 to $1,500 per package, where you do like 20 product images, because it would cost them for each photo shoot, right? That's how expensive and crazy it is, right? Specifically when you look for there was this amazing member who lives in Dubai, and he does a lot of jewelry brands, right? And he's telling me that this is the pain, and this is so, you have to plan the whole shoot, and the shoot does not go well, then you have to replan it, you have to repay for that, you have to make sure that the photographer coordinates with your model, and the model coordinates with your, the products are there, so many stuff. And specifically, you want variations, you want a different ethnicity of models, you want them in different places, you want them in different all the things. You cannot possibly get or do it in a day or two or three or within a very affordable budget. Now you can do it in 3 clicks. That's how powerful AI is right now, right? You can do it in 3 clicks for any product you want. You can create unique variations of that, and it's just crazy, right? So let's see what our creation got. Right? Look at that. It perfectly resembles the product that you uploaded, so that you can reflect your product on your website, on your listing, on Amazon, on wherever you sell it, whatever marketplace you sell it. They want these kind of examples, right? Or we will be doing traffic trainings where I'll be showing you how you can upload these images on TikTok, because TikTok now supports images as well. And you can sell your products as an affiliate or for your client and give them free traffic, because when you have the content ready, you get the traffic free, right? And that's how powerful it is, right? So I want to show you a few more things before we jump to the questions. Now you say like, oh yeah, this is crazy, this is cool, it's amazing, but we have a very limited options of categories, right? Like if everyone is using same model, what's the difference between, what's the difference between you and me and the other person? Well, that's where the magic comes in, okay? So now let's say I like this necklace. I use this lady, right? So what I can do, right? I can open this lady, right? And I can download this lady, for example, right? I can download this lady. I can bring this lady here, right? And you can implement something where we have, where I'm going with this, right? Mirror magic, right? That's the power of it. Because now with this style, you can generate unlimited variations. So you're not always stuck
Yeah,
with
just
the
want to
stuff.
talk about this, folks, so you understand, okay? The
Yeah.
biggest thing with Artistly is simplicity, right? One of the things is people are like, oh, I want to do a necklace like this, and then they put like somebody wearing like a waistcoat, a leather jacket, a muffler, and all that. How will that work for the AI to understand how to display that necklace, right? So the idea is that we're giving you these ready to go, if you will, templates, you could say, to use the mirror magic just like that to be able to recreate another model, right? And you can even change the skin tone. That was being asked. Like, can I change the skin tone? Can I change some other attributes of that person? Yes, through Mirror Magic, you're going to get the example. You change the skin tone through the prompting, right? And now you can add to it.
Yeah.
Similarly, you see that with sunglasses and hats and stuff. The way it works is we take an image that we're giving you right now, where already a earring is there, you mark it, and then you say I want a earring to be this way, right? My uploaded earring or whatever it might be. That way it'll come perfect every time, as opposed to trying to make it work against a lower quality photo or a photo that is not designed for the purpose that we are trying to achieve here, right? So hope that is clear. Let me know in the chat box if that is clear, because sometimes, right, we are our own enemy, right? We try to get some low quality image, try to work really really hard to make it work, but in reality, your audience or your customers, your clients, all they care is, look, I want to create a social media post selling my necklace, selling my sunglasses, selling my let's say any kind of jewelry, watches. We'll talk about that in just a second, right? Hats and stuff. They don't really care. It has to be okay, this particular image, which is really complicated image to make it work. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, yes, go ahead, because it's so important people understand. Because for
Absolutely.
me, I've seen this in real time. Time is more valuable than money. If I can do something in 2 minutes, it looks like a professional photographer did it. I'll go the easiest way out every single time. I'm not going to make it too complicated.
Absolutely. So, as I showed you, right? We got that image. Now you want it on your custom, your own AI model or even your photo. Well, you got your product picture in here. You go to custom. You go select from media library, right? And you'll see your images generated here, right? And then you can always upload from your device. So let's say, for example, I'll show you, right? So this is the image that I got generated from AI, right? It's a new image completely. All I have to do is I'll just name it real quick. So I would do model one, right? I save it, right? Then I would export it as a PNG. Now what I would do is I would now remove this, right? I don't need it. I want my product here. Now I go to the product, go to the magic elements, click on custom, because I want my custom image on the product, like for the product, right? I want my custom image on that product. So anyways, so you click on media library, and then you can just see your model here. Just you can drag and drop, or you can upload from your device. Let's say, let me just do that. 1 second. So where is that image? I'm gonna do it like this, and there you go. I'm gonna click on use this model, right? So now it's using this model
And by
for
the way,
the
this one, just for reference, in case people forgot, we created this with the mirror magic feature. So meaning it was created with prompts, this one. It was not an uploaded
True,
photo or anything like that. Meaning you can create your own custom models just with a bunch of
true,
prompts. Just that you want a perfect one where the neck is easily visible and stuff like that. That's what we're trying to show here.
true. I create the image. I do all that. Just make sure it covers up, right? It does it. Create the image, and then in just a few seconds you'll see the image generated with this design on this model. It'll be blown away by that, right? Just look at that, how powerful that is, right? Just from the perspective of for and then you can always do all sort of things that I want to show you, right? You can do cool stuff with this, right? Let me just delete all these images for you. So there are so many things, right? So you can always like layer. We have a layer option, and you can just like hide them, right? Instead of deleting them, because sometimes you might need them later on, right? So this layer function is really interesting for those of you don't know are not using it. Start using it. Okay. So where do you find it? You can find it inside on the top, just after the custom face switcher option. You will see the layers, and you can assign them. You can put them at the top, just like how you would do with any other software, right? So anyways, so that is good. Now let's say you want to expand it upon, and you want to create, let's say, where was that image? Okay, you want to create let's say a horizontal image because you want it for a banner, right? You can always expand it, right? You can expand it in version. Oh, by the way, we're working on I'm just so excited right now because there's so many things happening in my brain right now, but we're working on so many new upgrades in the for Artistly, and we'll share in the next few weeks, which will make your resizing thing better, make your removing the background better, make your upscaling 300 dpi upscale, that you guys have been requesting for this kind of purpose, right? We're working on that, and with so many new updates. Anyways, so we'll just push it, and what it's gonna do, I chose the 16 by 9, which is like a horizontal, and it will make this image perfect for horizontal for YouTube thumbnail, banners, and stuff like that, right? Now look at that, right? Just this is the model. Let me just show you, right? So I'm just gonna add this image here in the canvas. Okay, so image is being added here. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna resize my canvas just so that you see how powerful this is, right? Just in front of you from a custom mode model, I created this. This is the jewelry, and this is the model, right? This is the jewelry, and this is the model. And now you can take this, create ads with it, create social media posts with it, and you can just go crazy, right? Now, I have a really cool bonus for you because this is you guys have been requesting for that from quite a long time, and we have finally added that. But I will only share it once you say yes, you're all clear with this. You can start implementing this. You can I will clear all your questions, and then we'll move to the cool bonus for this session. So, all right, Paul, is any questions that you want me to answer? Let's see.
Everything is good. Yeah, you can go ahead to the next step because
Okay.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer some questions. So the main question people have been asking is what are the other categories? I see watches there, I see earrings there, I see other stuff. Can you explain what the other ones are? And also in the case of t-shirts, a lot of people are asking how to buy t-shirts, but I think Merch Magic does that better than this. So those are the two major questions. Yeah.
All right. Wonderful. Now I want to show you something cool. Okay. So, it's a bonus, right? So, all right. So you guys have been requesting. My screen is visible, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. Now I'm again inside my Artistly dashboard and the Fast AI image designer, right? We have added some more cool styles that you guys have been requesting, specifically for those of you who sell digital products on Etsy and all. There's a specific type of style that sells really well, and we have our future trainings, in that category as well soon. But for now, we've created new. We have created. We have actually added new styles for you. So we added clip art style, sells really well, like with perfect watercolor effect. We added the kawaii watercolor style that you guys have requested. We added perfect pencil sketch styles. We have added this multi-expression style. So basically, you're selling these clip arts and you're selling these things, and you want multiple of that of the same person or same, let's say, cute animal or stuff like that, but in different expressions, right? People want to use that, right? We have added crayon style. We have added the dark manga for those of you who are really, really into the comic style and comic books, and we've added the watercolor style that you guys have been requested for so far. So yeah, these are seven to nine new styles that have been added, and it just makes your it's gonna blow your mind. So go ahead, it will be live in your account right now, and it's live in your account anyways, and you can test it and you can create multiple different variations, so you don't ever have to use any other software. You can, and going forward, what we're gonna do, right? We are working on making the background remover, the object remover, and the upscaler. These three components, because you guys have been requesting us to for that 300 DPI. You want to sell these on Etsy and all that. We're working on that, and in just one short click, you'll create a clip art. It will upscale it. It will remove the background. It will turn it to 300 DPI, and in just one click, you have a bundles of clip arts ready to sell. That's how what's gonna do, and that's what design agents are built for, right? We have already created a design agent that goes from an idea to a finished product for kids storybook with consistent characters. We are adding it for seamless patterns. We are now adding the book covers. We are adding it for different categories as you guys have requested, and we are adding it for these clip art bundles, right? So in one shot, what it will do, you will give it the prompt or your idea. It will create a bundle of these clip arts. It will remove the background. It will upscale it. It will turn it to 300 DPI, and you'll get the 10 bundles, whatever the amount of bundles you want, ready for you while you enjoy the cup of your coffee. That's how powerful it is, and that's how we are building it. So I'm just super excited to show that to you in the next coming training. So those are some cool bonuses. So there for you: clip art styles, kawaii watercolor style, pencil sketch, watercolor, manga styles, and expressions. So yeah, so let me know if you guys have any questions. And
Yeah, just open up your
perfect.
screen again. Let's talk about the other categories. I did see like there are other categories as well in this
Oh,
Magic Elements. Let's talk about
okay.
those. And ones which are not in there, let's talk about those as well. Because some people were asking a couple other points on that.
One second.
So I see your
Okay,
screen there.
perfect. So my screen is
Yeah.
visible, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now let's see, right? So let's go to magic elements again, okay? So yeah,
So then we have this. Okay, so this is the necklaces. We
yeah,
have
yeah. Just want to
earrings.
say, right? We have necklaces, earrings, hats and caps, bracelets and watches, sunglasses, and hair accessories. But hypothetically, you can do it for any product if you get an image of that, right? So for example, right? Let's say if you have an image of a person showing the ring on the hand, right? You can bring that as I showed you, right, from the custom, and you can place your ring over there, right? So that's the power it is, right? So that's why we name it AI Magic Elements. It's like it will magically put your elements, your objects, into these AI models seamlessly while preserving your product, while keeping your product consistency throughout the process. So that's the power of it. So you're not just limited to these templates. This tool is there to do anything. You wanted to replace a lamp with your own lamp, get an image with a lamp, and you can just put it like, okay, I want to replace that lamp with my own lamp. You can do that, right? So that's power. That's the power it is, right? It's not just we added these most commonly requested categories because you guys have been requesting about earrings, rings, hats, and all that. But if you guys request for more categories that we are not added here, I'm open, right? Just tell me, we'll ship it, right? So that's the idea. And do you see any questions, Paul?
Yeah, or what about t-shirts? A lot of people asking about that. So Merch Magic already does this,
Okay,
so you can kind
t-shirts
of
is
show
easy,
it to
guys.
them
Okay, let me show
because
you.
they'll get confused here, in a way, right? So either if
Okay,
you do it here or Merch Magic, I guess, which is the best method to do it.
okay. Let me just remove everything off. Okay. So what I recommend you guys is this is for think about this for objects and small objects, right? Like what you would do, right? What you would say like necklace, earrings, hats. For t-shirts and all, we have Merch Magic over here, right? You see this Merch Magic. So this is specifically designed for merchandising, right? For clothing. Let me show you, right? So what you have to do, you have an image, right? So I want to do an American man standing on the beach, right? For example, that idea. Also, another thing that I want to, while this is getting generated, we have added the photorealism feature. This thing, stock photography, will be upgraded to photorealism. And now all these styles, because a lot of you guys have been requesting that, hey Yash, we need all these AI Illustrator style in the advance because we want to use that natively, right? So what you can do, guys, right? So I didn't mention wearing t-shirt. One second, let me just do wearing t-shirt. Okay, so what in the next few weeks or so, in the next few days or so, you will see an option here that allows you to pick all these styles, right? Just to make process smoother, right? You don't have to go here, generate it. You can natively find your styles here and just generate it here. So that's one thing. Another thing, for those of you guys who missed it, again, if you want ultra realistic images, if you want to create ultra realistic images, this option is the for you. It will soon be upgraded to photorealistic images, photorealism, but it's always this image, the third option, right? So now the idea is, let's say I've used the same prompt, and check this out, right? So American man standing on the beach wearing t-shirt, right? Check this out. Now and generate the image, right? Now you'll be blown away by that, right? So the result that you will get. So that's the idea. Now, for now, while that is generated, you add this image, guys. Okay, and now what you do, you can basically put your T-shirt here. How would you do that? You would use Merch Magic. You would select the cloth image. So let's say if I have something here, let's see. Yeah, I have something like here. You have to mention, is it like a upper or a lower or overall? So overall is like, your jumpsuits for girls and all. For lower is like your trousers, your shorts, and your pants, right? Upper is your jackets, your blazers, your t-shirts, your stuff like that, right? And you would do change clothing. Now what this will do, guys, it will put this t-shirt that I've just uploaded on this guy, right? And while this is generated, I want to show you, look at that, right? And how realistic it is. Now you can always regenerate, and you can say front facing American man standing on beach wearing t-shirt. You can always enhance the prompt just to explain AI the kind of stuff you want. So let's just show you, one second, while it's doing that. Okay, perfect. So let's generate it. So that's the power you can do with it, right? So if you want to generate photorealistic images, always come to this option, and you soon will have
Yeah,
the ability.
so just for reference,
Check this
folks,
out.
okay, sometimes AI could create too polished like photos, right? Like it looks like a waxy in a way. It looks a little bit like almost like a 3D painting kind of thing sometimes,
True.
right? So that stock footage slash realistic will give more realistic ones. So imagine almost like a real person, right? Like somebody like this one right here. It'll always force that. And here's the example of the t-shirt. A lot of you folks were asking us, right? This is what we mean by t-shirts. This category was already there many months ago, actually. What we are talking about today with Magic Elements, it goes way beyond that. This is a little bit more of an easier problem to solve. So we solved it many months ago. Maybe some of you folks didn't watch our other training. That's why you got to show up to these. But it always was something you could do, the merch magic. It's specifically trained for t-shirts, jackets, like clothing, okay? And in some cases when, let's say you're wearing a swimsuit, or let's say skirts and that kind of thing, you can also have a different skirt color, different upper
Check this out.
t-shirt color, that kind of thing, right? So yeah, you get the point. See this? You can take images like this. Look at that. Looks so realistic. You would think this was a stock photo of somebody who sold it to a stock site or something, right? Stock photo site. So this is the basic idea. Now, let's go back here, Yash. What about, I'm seeing questions like this, right? How about ring category, right? And so let's discuss this aspect here, okay? So let's go back to that Magic Elements thing. So we covered t-shirts so far. So you see that right there. You got necklaces, right? We got these.
Earrings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so earrings. So if you want rings, like fingers, how does that work, Yash, so far?
Yeah. So far, what you have to do is you have to. Right now, we don't have the rings category, so we'll definitely add the rings category. But for now, what you have to do, you have to generate an image that shows the rings. So, right. So close up shot of women, American women wearing wearing ring, right? So you would, so that's where, some, and or you can bring anything from like internet and basically use mirror magic to regenerate it. But I'll show you with this one, right?
So in
This
other words, while
whole,
this is being generated, let's just discuss this. So what does this magic element really do, folks? So just so you
yeah,
understand, is if you have the perfect shot, right, of a ring, let's say if somebody like a hand with a ring on it, or let's say, for example, you folks were asking for, like a belt, right? You want to have somebody wearing a belt. Then you select that area. Let's say in the ring, you would select that ring finger area, and then you replace it with a ring. That's how it will change. In the case, so yeah, here you go. You got a ring here,
yeah,
right? So you want to
yeah,
replace that. He's gonna basically put the paintbrush tool and you give it a ring, like let's say for example a wedding
yeah,
ring or let's say whatever it might be, and you will upload that or you can even generate it. In this case, you'd want to upload it, right? Because it'll be your jewelry that you're selling. So it'll be like let's say a product shot that you would upload to Amazon or any of the e-commerce platforms out there. And you will
exactly.
select it, right? You see that upload your images in that custom, and then you're
Yeah,
good to go. So then that's how you would paint it, like basically with a brush, and then you would replace it. The same will be shown in with the necklaces and all
exactly.
that kind of stuff. Now, this was an AI generated image, right? So you could bring in other images as well and then recreate it with mirror magic as well. So let's say, for example, you liked a specific image you saw on Instagram or Pinterest or somewhere, bring a similar image to that, recreate that kind of style. Let's say the lighting or like the model, like yeah, let's say she's African American, maybe she's Latina, right, or whatever it might be. You can get the same skin tone and stuff recreated, and then you can do the replacement. Okay, does that make sense? So it's basically think of it almost like I can create an image of my own, put my let's say ring or whatever it might be, and I replace one with the other. As long as you have that, it's easy. So you see how I'm putting the paintbrush? That's what it does. Okay. Now, hope that is very clear on how this whole system works, right? And similarly, the other thing that I wanted to mention as well here that you have to understand is the main idea behind these, if you will, right? These features, if you will, we can keep adding hundreds of them, but the idea is these are extremely, extremely common. I mean, if you've done any kind of Instagram, WhatsApp, like a lot of people online don't even have e-commerce stores. They have a WhatsApp store, they have an Instagram store, even on TikTok, right? So in that case, you got to demonstrate a product or service, whether it's clients stuff. You can even do this for clients because we give you commercial rights to use this for other businesses, right? So in that particular case, you can use it for clients, you can use it for your own business. It'll quickly get things rolling, right? And put it up in a professional way. You see that photo with the watches and stuff like that. Same case here, right? It speeds up the workflow. It's sort of similar to our in painting feature, but the problem with in painting is that it generates an artificial slash other AI generated product, right? So in this particular case, here you're gonna match it with the exact product. That's the difference. So think of it like in painting with your product of your choice. So that's what this works as, right? And that's what we've done here, basically. Okay. So it was a very, very difficult thing to do, folks. Okay, I cannot stress this enough. The struggle to get this right was difficult because the similarity is very important, right? And it has to match. Let's say if I'm getting out, it has to match the skin tone. It cannot have any blurriness around that ears. It cannot look like somebody copy pasted something, right? That sort of thing. But another question I have for you, a very good question. Sandra was asking, and I'm sure a couple other people also have this is this one. Okay, so let's imagine my photo, right, is too big. Let's say my ring photo is like this big, right? Do we need to resize them, or can I just upload them, remove the background, and I'm good to go? How does it work if the size of the image is too big?
Okay, so what exactly do you mean by size of the biggest,
So
like
let's say
size of
I
the
want to
image?
put my earring or necklace photo, right? And it's a 4K image, like it's huge, like it's like a massive image. Does it automatically resize to that, or
Yeah,
we have to resize it to fit the
yeah.
neck? How does it work?
No need to do anything. As long as it is visibly appear like this or like this, right? For example, or like this. Like this is a perfect example, right? This is a big image, right? If you think about it, right? And it works with any size of image. As long as your product is not like jumbled up. Like for example, right? I have my product and I have this battery and I have this charger and I want this charger cable on my product and you have I uploaded with this on a desk, right? For example, if I'm on a desk, how would AI understand which product it is or which product? So, cleaner outlook with your product is what basically makes it work, right?
So
So,
let's to be clear, folks. Our AI is automatic, okay? It will proportionately adjust it automatically. So if this hat is huge, and the head shape or whatever, it'll automatically fit it. That's the whole idea of AI, right? If the earrings are like zoomed out or too small or whatever the case might be, the AI will automatically adjust it. Generally speaking, you want it high quality, obviously. So we're talking about use cases where the earrings, in this particular case, look at how big that earring is compared to the actual earring on the earlobe, right?
yeah, let me just
So
show
you don't
you.
have to
Let
worry
me show you.
about sizing for sure, okay? So
Look at this.
yeah, you see that example there. See this? Look at that there, as well as how big that earring is. So you don't have to worry about it. This is, I know why you're asking this question. Problem with Photoshop and these platforms. If I bring that in, I have to custom resize it, put it in there and all that. That is old stuff now. With AI, you can automatically resize things without doing any extra work. Now, another question for you, Ash, because I know even I had this question, and I know we've been talking about this, right? Some people were asking, what about a model holding a product? Because we were talking about this, right? So
Oh,
let's
you
say a
can do that.
perfume bottle
100%.
and stuff like that.
100%. Let's do that. So what do you have to do? Again, same thing, right? So what you do is generate female holding. What do you want to do? Like a perfume bottle?
Yeah.
Simple. You generate it, and then what you would do, just that perfume bottle will be replaced with your perfume bottle. As simple as that. So while this is generating, I want to show you how cool these AI realistic images are, right? So it's not look realistic, right? So make sure you use this functionality inside the Perfect Text and Hands Image Designer. So that makes the life so much easier. Let me clean up my canvas a little bit. So, oops,
Yeah,
my
so
bad.
let's talk about this aspect, okay? Because I want to make sure people are very familiar with this process of perfume bottle system. Of course, we're going to categorize it. Maybe in a new update, we'll add some other feature requests. But the idea is that it can replace anything. In the case of perfume bottles and shampoo bottles and stuff, one thing to keep in mind is the element of text. That's been the challenge all this time, right? You're gonna have a whole bunch of text. You're adding that in. It
Yeah,
can sometimes AI cannot detect every little area of the text. Okay, so that is something. There's a lot of research and development going on even in our end. So while I will say it will work, just keep in mind if that perfume bottle has tiny, teeny text that is not easily readable, it's not going to be that perfectly in the same fashion applied. However, that said, that is something that we are working on. So once we figure it out for the perfection element, we will do it. Like in this particular case, you see that perfume bottle has no text in it, easy peasy, right? Easy for us to use this kind of an image and do it. But in some cases, you have like a whole bunch of text, like let's say it's like Dior perfume, and in the bottom it's like Eau de Parfum or something, and you can't even read it. It's sometimes, okay, not always, it may not be perfect. Okay, so just keep that in mind, and when we do crack that perfection, obviously we'll let you know. That is the reason why we do not categorize it just yet, but we are working on that feature such that it will be perfect every single time, regardless
yeah,
of what text or what text is in there, because there is the directionality element here, right? So let's say, for example, whatever, I have Advil here, right? So let's say in Advil here, you see this. This is easy. This big, like let me put here. So you see this right here. This area is very easy to do, right? So I have it like reverse here, but
yeah,
I just imagine, right? So like let's say for example this area, right? So if this text in the bottom sometimes with AI will be difficult to recreate. Okay, does that make sense? So that is the basic idea of what I'm trying to get at. So does that make sense? So sometimes that's what we're trying to figure out where like if you have this element like this, always this top text element is very easy to do. And then this area too probably will be easy. But this tiny area, you see this tiny, tiny text, sometimes it look not as realistic. So
true.
no application right now can solve that. It's a reality because we know if it does, we would figure it out. But
Uh,
there are some new developments we are working on, right, Yash, on this exact aspect.
Exactly. We're working on that. I just don't want to reveal a lot of about that because that's gonna blow your mind, right? It's even easier than this. But yeah, I think a lot of you guys are seeing this as a lot. So actually, this is inside the plan. There are two plans, right? This is inside the unlimited plan. A lot of people are asking. So, Paul, can you add the link, like how they can? Because there are two plans in Artist, right? A commercial plan and an
Yeah.
unlimited
So
plan.
let me load it up here, say for
Yeah.
example, okay, folks. So let me open up my screen. Yeah. So when you go to Artistly, right? So this is the Artistly editor, right? So some of these features that we're talking about. So there's two plans for Artistly. There was a $49 basic plan, and then you can get the Elite plan, which will give you everything, right? These features are part of that Elite plan, or if you got the unlimited plan, because there are two plans. Like if you went into Artistly's website, right? So let's just go here. So Artistly, its main website, you go in here. So you hear, right? So if you go here in the bottom, you'll see there's two, right? The artistic commercial, which will say basic, or artistic premium. So they're always going to be like, this is the $49 option, and then there's a $147 option, right? So those folks who got the $49 options with these features, majority of them are not available to you. Why did we do that? Well, it's not so much that we're trying to make a huge amount of profit or anything, but the reality is the NVIDIA AI servers we have to do to train this stuff, we have to pay a huge amount of money. Right now, it goes up to like almost, we're paying almost $70,000 a month just for some of these technologies right now. It's not cheap. This is what OpenAI and other people we have to buy and compete against, right? So this plan is what gives you these features. Okay, just so you're wondering, okay, why can't I see that feature? Like I go into Artistly right now, and I go in here and I try to click this element, right? I can't see it. It's locked for me. So you need this account type to be able to do so. Okay, does that make sense? So this plan. Now, if you already got this, there is an option for you to upgrade. Okay, so if you go into your Artistly account, right? So your general Artistly account, you will see an option to upgrade it within your account. Okay, and that is located. So let's say if you go into your Artistly account, let me actually open this up. So you go in here, you see in the Artistly account. So let me open this up here. So here in your traditional general Artistly account, you're going to see this tab called My Purchases. So if you go into My Purchases, right, you will see here, you see I have Artistly Unlimited, which is that $147 plan or whatever it was. And this means I'm done. I have everything, right? Nothing. But you will see, okay, you do not have Elite plan. If you have the basic one, you can upgrade. You will get that option here. Does that make sense? I'm not going to give you a direct link for the Elite because the only way Elite option appears is if you got the basic. If you don't even have Artistly, then you can just go right now to artistly.ai and get that one of those plans. And you'll see an option inside to upgrade if you want to. Okay, so you don't have to. So in other words, to answer your question, if you got this $49 plan, you don't have to pay this $147 again. Okay, it'll be the difference generally, slightly maybe more expensive by like $1 or $2 or something like that. But you can upgrade inside that My Purchases tab. Okay, or you can email our support team at any time. We can guide you through the process. So I'll leave that the support emails here in the bottom right there. You see support@artistly.ai. So you can definitely email our team and say, hey, look, I have the basic. How do I upgrade? If you don't see that in your My Purchases or some link is not appearing properly or whatever. Okay, does that make sense? So make sure that that is clear. Okay. Again, I just want to make sure to understand, right? This plan, we don't make any money. We actually lose money on it. In this, a little bit of money, considering we've done like 4 version updates. We have a full-time machine learning AI engineering team. We have a full-time developer team, customer support team, right? And also, ironically, a lot of people don't understand. Beyond that, our server costs are like $80,000 a month right now, right? Fluctuates because
And
of demand.
millions of
So,
dollars going inside in the advertisement
I'm sorry? Yeah, of course.
and ad money.
Yeah, of course, to acquire new customers and stuff like that too. So just want to make sure you folks understand, right? The reason why we're able to do this, I mean, some people say like this is ridiculous. Like, I mean, I'm paying like $59 a month, $97 a month in cases, and all that monthly fees other places. How can you sustain it? Because we've been in this business for so long, right? That we know where the cost optimizations are. We know where, okay, how to negotiate good deals from like server companies, right? Let's say somebody right now has to pay $200,000 a month. I can negotiate it for like $40,000 a month, right? Why? Because I have relationships that I built over the last 15 years, right? Been doing this stuff. So those savings we pass on to you, just so you understand, okay? Because I will say, juxtapose the stuff we're talking about, like you compare, right? Like for like, you ain't gonna get what's available in Artistly in any other application. Let alone you want to pay even $10,000. It's not right. The reason why
Yeah,
is because we use the stuff inside and out every single day,
just
right? But anyway, that's besides the point. I wanted to kind of talk about the idea here of when you're in Artistly, the updates that you're making, right? A lot of the stuff you see when you come here, like you see, you might get overwhelmed with all these features here, right? I understand. I mean, of course, who wouldn't, right? So what I want you to understand is that's why we do these training sessions. Every Friday, we do these training sessions, right? So that what is the use case you're trying to do and which features apply for these use cases, right? So for example, like we talked about this, right? Like necklaces and these categories that you see here, like hats and stuff like that, right? If you think about it, those who understood what we discussed, right? Let's say for example, any one of these, right? So, and you wanted to use any of these categories that you see right now, right? So let's say, for example, I have this category here. I wanted her to, replace the bottle or whatever. The point is, right? What features apply here? Well, you can face swap her. That will apply, right? Of course, right? So what I would do is I would then use this face swapper feature, right? So this feature would apply because there's a human being here, correct? So the second feature that would apply is, let's say I want to do change her dress color or something like that, right? Well, then I could do either, let's say, for example, the
In
merge
painting.
magic feature we just discussed for the clothing, or alternatively, you could even use, let's say, for the background removal, you can remove the background, right? You see what I'm saying? Different features will have different use cases. You don't have to use all features for what you're trying to achieve, but they're all critical, right? So think of it this way, right? For to learn Photoshop, right? You could go to a university or college for 2 years and still not master it. So what happens is a lot of Photoshop designers, we say, right, who are very good with it, they only master two or three skill sets, right, within Photoshop. They're not masters of every little element. Similarly, you have to decide, okay, I want to use this for an e-commerce business. I want to use it for social media posts, right? I want to use it for YouTube thumbnails, right? Depending on that, those features will apply to you. Does that make sense? So that way you're not overwhelmed. So that's why we do these trainings. So when we say a training like how to create YouTube thumbnails, you know what features are applicable for a thumbnail. You don't have to sit and like watch a whole bunch of tutorials and try to figure it out on your own, right? Which some of you can, but most of you can't, right? Just to answer that question. Similarly, one of the things that we've done here too, right? If you see right here, we have the upscaler that I just adjusted, right? So our upscaler feature, one of the things we're going to be doing, which we're going to be having a future training on, is we are working on an upscaler that can go all the way to 4096 by 4096. Okay, this is
Even higher
useful
than that.
for, yeah, this is useful
6K.
for 300 DPI use case. We keep
Yeah.
talking about it, but nobody has done that yet. Okay, so it's a huge endeavor on our part to figure out how to do it, because when I am going to upscale an image to something like this big, right? Canvas, let's just as an example, I'm just saying, right? This small image like this one. First of all, I got to make sure the quality is intact. Nothing gets blurry. Second of all, I have to make sure that proportionately it's expanding, right? So it's not like resizing her head unevenly, her nose unevenly, and all that stuff, right? And thirdly, it should be basically usable, meaning 300 DPI. What do you guys want it? You want it to use it for merchandise? You want to use it for Kindle? Some of the other use cases you guys wanted to use it for, let's say, to specific use cases like Etsy and stuff, right? So that's what we're focusing on to solve that problem. It might be of no use for people who have no need for that. Like you would be okay with a traditional upscaler which does maybe 2K, 4K, that kind of thing, right? But that particular feature would be useful for that. So hope that makes sense. So when we do these trainings, we're specializing on aspects of use cases, right? Like what we discussed today, somebody who's into e-commerce, right, will completely understand it right away, right? Like they will get it. Okay, I see the value of it. I understand now for e-commerce. I've paid thousands of dollars, so I understand what I need to do. See? So if you're not in e-commerce, then maybe you don't need this yet. But tomorrow, let's say, well, I have a client or I have a friend, I have a business partner or whatever it is, right? They wanted me to create quickly social media posts, or let's say even WhatsApp is a huge selling platform right now down in Asia, Africa, Latin America. A lot of people don't even have an e-commerce Shopify store. They just have a WhatsApp store, TikTok store, Instagram store, right? So people just message them. They say, okay, I want to buy these earrings. How do they look? These are the type of images that you need to create without having to be a professional photographer and stuff like that, right? So you'll understand that workflow. Similarly, if you see, we were discussing this, right? This mirror magic concept, right? So in the case of mirror magic, as I told you, you can always take an image like this and generate the prompt and recreate an image like this. So let's say, for example, I'm doing here, right? And then you see here, she has dark hair. champagne colored dress. I can change these elements. I can change your dress color and stuff and recreate a brand new image and then apply all the stuff we just discussed in Magic Elements right now, right? You see what I'm saying? So all these features will come into play, but you don't need to know all of them. Okay. So previously, if you recall, we talked about the storybooks concept, right, in the previous training sessions as well. So if you're doing storybooks, what do you need? You need multiple pages. We did the training on how to do that, right? If you want to do, for example, stock photography, we have a feature we just discussed just now to create realistic stock photography kind of stuff, right? Which is very useful for cases where you want to display a particular person or in an environment and that kind of stuff. You talked about different styling, right? Say consistent character, but in different styles, right? You see what I'm talking about. Different use cases for different purposes, right? So let's say, for example, you created this image like this, and then somebody is like, look, I want it in 16 by 9. Click on Smart Expand, and then you just click 16 by 9, right? And it will automatically resize accordingly, or 9 by 16, meaning which is a vertical, right? So we have all these features to not overwhelm you, but to actually show you where the true power is, right? And similarly, if you go into the Artistly application, I'll show you here actually. So we have the tutorials tab. A lot of people ask, like, these trainings sometimes are very long. How do I get easy stuff, right? So this is the tutorial. This is a little question mark. Alternatively, if you go into Artistly, the main thing, we have also included, see here, step-by-step tutorials, click here to watch, right? So you click on that or that, and then you click here. So we're always adding these training replays there, and on, right? So sometimes what happens is, like, we talk about these new features in these live trainings right away, and then we'll upload it here in a step-by-step fashion. These are short, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, so you can reference them step by step and follow along, right? You don't have to watch all this stuff again and again. But this is to do more Q&A, is what the goal here of these training sessions are, right? Because a lot of you folks have some questions. How do we answer them and make sure that some of the requests that you have, we put them in the application as well, okay? Hope that is clear, all right? So now the
Yeah.
other question is that the way I would suggest you to understand these things is that the value proposition, okay, is not just, okay, I paid 147, 49, 97, or whatever. It doesn't really matter. The value proposition is when you go to the actual use cases, right, in real life, you'll understand, okay, wow, this person is actually charging this kind of money to create a brochure or a book cover. Let's say, for example, to create a social media post for me, right? And if you can do that in 2 minutes, that's infinitely valuable, right? So that's how I want you to do, right? So this is the question. So Rune, you got it for 49 bucks. You can upgrade for, I think, 97 bucks or more to get more of it, right? So the point though is the value proposition, right? So if you want to go in, so let's say, for example, let's say you wanted to create, like, if you go into like some of these platforms like Fiverr or whatever, I keep telling this all the time, people don't understand. Time is infinitely more valuable than money, right? You cannot get time when you get it. So let's say, for example, something like logo design, right? So if you go in here, right, you go into logo design and then you try to do some of these things here and here, as you can see here. Let's say somebody is doing it for like whatever, 65 bucks or whatever. It's not so much that 65 bucks. This person has 192 orders in queue to generate these kind of logos, right? The problem here is time. You're going to wait 3 days to get something from them. Nobody has that kind of time these days. You got to be fast, okay? Because you never know how your health will be 3 days from now. You don't know what priorities will appear 3 days from now. You don't know, for example, where, let's say, what deadlines will come in, right? So if you can do it in 2 minutes, what would take 3 days for a normal person, it's infinitely more value than the 65 bucks or whatever it is right now, or the $279 or whatever it is that it's costing here. You see what I'm saying? So understand the value proposition always for everything that you do, okay? So when you get that, it'll make up a lot more, right? So book covers, Anthony, you're asking, we actually have book covers already, the feature. Product shot mockups, not yet, okay? Just to be clear. So book covers are already in there. We have training on that. You can watch the tutorials, okay? And then can I turn a photo into a cartoon? Yes, you can. This is what our custom consistent character feature. We did that training, okay? That's why I say watch our tutorials. See these right here? You'll see those right there, right? You see this, how to create kid storybooks, stock photography, right? You see this custom consistent character. This is what you can upload a photo and create a cartoon, right? This is what we're talking about right here, as you can see. So hope that is clear, all right? Now, another thing is that this is a good question. We're actually working on this. So one of the things that if you go into the Artistly's editor, like here, right? So this is a little bit complicated. It's going to take time. You're not going to give you an ETA, like a deadline on this. But let's say this is considered one page, right? So what we're working on is you can scroll down and have multiple pages, right? Some of
Yes,
the
sir.
platforms like Canva do this really well. So that's something we're working on. So that way we'll have everything in one project is in different pages, right? The
Pages.
only thing that we're working on, we already know how to do it, is just that speed. You see now when I move her around, how fast it is. We want to make sure that speed is ensured even when we do 10 pages, 20 pages like this in the editor itself. Okay. Hope that is clear. All right. So hope that is clear. Yash, you see any other questions right now? We'll answer them and we'll call it a day because I want to
Yep,
make sure the
I
people
think
watch
we're
the
all
replay later
clear.
on.
Yeah, I think we're all clear. Just that elite things and all that. So you can see because a lot of people are getting confused. Like they have to pay 149 to get the unlimited. You
Yeah,
don't
so
have to
basically,
pay.
if you got this 49, okay, you go in here. It's very simple. You got the commercial license for 49 bucks, right? There will be an option for you to upgrade for I think another 99, 97 bucks or something like that instead of all paying 147 again. Hope that is clear, okay? Secondly, you'll see an option in Artistly. If you go into the standard application, like you go into the application, right? So and when you log into app.artistly or whatever it might be, in there, you're also going to see the option, right? You see here. In here, you're going to see my purchases. So here it says Artist Unlimited because I have the unlimited account. You'll see, okay, you have this account access right now, upgrade. It's going to be an upgrade option. You can click on it and upgrade there as well, okay? So hope that is clear. The main thing though, for these features, so you understand, right, is the ability where we are going to is the AI agents, okay? So AI design agents. So that's the reason why, if anything, you want to upgrade for that reason alone is because of the bulk creation process, okay? So what happens is if I go to create design right now and I go into Fast Image Designer, we're going to do that same thing in other places too. But let's assume, right, if I go into this prompt magic and then we do kid storybooks, you see how it says how many pages you want, how many characters you want, right? So this is where the future is headed. So that means, for example, we talked about the jewelry products right now, or watches, or rings, or all this other stuff, right? Imagine you uploaded 10 photos, and you say, look, just these are the 10 photos, and immediately put this watch in all those 10 photos. I don't even want to think, just do it, right? It will automatically think, and it will automatically do for all those 10 images and get it. The problem with that one is you need the highest end AI servers, right, from NVIDIA. NVIDIA is a monopoly right now. So you need these servers. So it does a lot of thinking for you. Like imagine ChatGPT reasoning, right? What does it do? It reasons. Ah, okay, this person wanted this instruction. It was not this instruction. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go find what they're looking for, try to put together the solution. I'm going to give it to them. You see? So that's where we are headed. And that's why, if anything, you want to upgrade to the highest level for Artistly just for that reason alone. Because just being able to generate 10 images or 20 pages or 30 pages or whatever it is that you can do right now, right? And we can keep increasing it, requires behind the scenes thinking, right? Which AI has to do. And that costs a lot of time, energy, compute resources, we say. Hope that is clear, all right? So if anything, you want to do that. That's the vision for Artistly going forward, which is we want to make it end-to-end solution. And that will require a lot of compute resources behind the scenes to make it happen. And it removes the creativity from your part completely. Another cool thing that we're doing, right? So when we know what features you folks are using, the AI will become smarter and smarter, right? So for example, here, let's say we're finding that like most people have two characters for the storybooks, or we talked about the custom elements, right? Today we talked about this magic AI elements feature. So we're finding most people are using sunglasses, or we're using this rings and stuff like that. We can make it better and better because we know what you folks are using right now. Okay, so that way we can fine tune our models and fine tune our research basically on what most people are using. Now what we're guessing works really well. Does that make sense? All right, Yash, you can say any questions you see. I'll answer them for another couple of minutes. If not, I will call it a day. Did you guys find it helpful? Let me know so far, because we don't want to do this for like hours and hours and then you can review them because a replay will be automatic on YouTube.
True, true, true. Yep, absolutely. I don't see. Yes, we did show Ashley regarding the perfume bottle, and as we said, right, we were working. There's something going behind, behind the scenes that allow you to do the holding and all. So, and yes, we're gonna do the multi-pages feature inside inside one multi-pages inside one product that's coming up, just so that you guys are in check. What's coming up. It's basically the ability because I know that currently a lot of you guys were saying that, okay, the object, the object remover is not smarter. Sometimes it does not work as expected. We are upgrading that functionality. We're upgrading the functionality of removing the background. It's the best remove background we're gonna be. We're actually working on upscaling, so it's not just 2K, it's 4K, 5K, 6K, 300 DPIs and all. So we're working on that. We're working on seamless patterns ability. We're working on one-click AI agents for you that basically goes from an complete idea, from an absolutely one idea to a finished product in one click. So it's just so many things, and you're gonna love this. And I'm gonna make sure that it's gonna be the easiest possible way for you to use it, which basically, with the help of you guys, we achieve our goal together, so becoming the greatest AI image application on this planet. And I'm just so love this. I really, really appreciate your feedback and everything, whether it is constructive criticism, whether it is positive feedback, negative feedback. Give it, put everything out there, and we'll improve upon it. We'll make it better. We'll ship it faster than you can imagine, and we'll make sure that this is the only image application that you would have to use. Dump all the other application if you want to, and everything is in one place. Because just so you know, right, similar application like this, right, charges you $900, right? Like just for being ability for a canvas feature, right? Where you call about anything, right? That being aside, just really appreciate you guys for spending your precious time with us till the very end. And with that being said, that's pretty much it for today. I'll see you in the next week with some more cool features and more cool trainings with monetization strategies, with new features and a whole lot of stuff. So with that being said, thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate you. And we'll see you in the next one. Till then,
Yeah, see you in the
take
next
care.
one, folks. And this replay will be automatic on YouTube, so you can reference it again. I'll post it in our Facebook group as well for those who are part of that. And finally, of course, some of the things we did discuss, we'll be having more detailed training on that. One of the things was perfume bottle with perfect test. We discussed that, right? Multiple pages. We talked about like the AI design agents concept, and all that stuff is coming in. What we want to talk about in these trainings is perfection, meaning today you can do it, not something that's coming up a week or 10 days or even a day from now and stuff like that. You can do stuff today where you can, what we discussed, create your own AI influencers, having them wear your own products, rings, watches, sunglasses, anything pretty much you can imagine, you can do. Now, if once the improvements to that will be even better and better as we go along once we get feedback from you. And where do you get the feedback? We have our Facebook group, but also you can put it in support@artistry.ai. You can ping us there and say, look, I'm having this issue, can you please fix it? And we'll be happy to do that as well. Okay, hope that is clear. And so watch out for the other training sessions coming up as well. We do this every Friday, so just put that in your calendar to show up. If not, watch the replay on a Saturday or Friday evening or whatever your time zones are. We'll keep it short and sweet, to the point. And of course, to answer the question people always ask us is, hey, look, this is an hour long. What about like a short 10, 15-minute thing? That's in the tutorial section. So we summarize the features there step by step. So in case you want to reference it, you can do that too. The idea with these is to do Q&A as well, along with showing you the features, because we get some ideas as well, right? One of the things that people were asking, which was funny, was t-shirts, which was already available in Merch Magic, right? Which was already a feature available for the last many, many months. But you, just because of us showing you how to do earrings and pendants and watches, natural progression would have been to ask t-shirts. Maybe is that in this category it was already there, right? But it's good idea now you came, because now next time you're like, okay, I know Artistry can do that, right? So that's the basic idea. So watch out for other training sessions and our emails and stuff. Keep a close eye, because as I mentioned, some of the things internally we're doing research and development. A lot of people don't know this. We have our own full-time machine learning AI engineers with PhD level skills. So they're doing all this R&D work. So most of the stuff you're talking about is first to market. Nobody's even thinking about it. And even those who are thinking about it cannot achieve it because there's no readily available system available like from OpenAI or ChatGPT or something, right? These are all custom stuff you're working on behind the scenes. That's why sometimes it may not be perfect right out of the box. That's why we don't release it. We talk about it because it's coming soon, because we are very close to achieving perfection on it, right? So that's the basic idea, okay? So make sure you pay attention to these trainings and feature updates and stuff. And of course, we have our roadmap as well. So you can suggest features there as well. If not, you can email our support team. We'll put it in the roadmap ourselves. But watch out for these trainings, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside in understanding some of these features as well. So take care, folks. Watch out for other training sessions.